Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is June 9th, 2023, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Tesla making new highs for 2023. But first, looking at today's major economic events out of Canada at 2:30 South African time, we have an employment change number coming out. Now, looking at the various markets going into this number today, starting out with the Forex symbols, the US dollar weakens versus the major pairs. And as we look at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both get a bounce. Now, looking at commodities, gold does bounce while oil actually trickling lower. Now, looking at the stocks, they did get a soft bounce in the tech sector. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin remains unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to start with the Canadian dollar as it's seeking and hitting support once again. Now, earlier this week, we did have a rate statement out of Canada that didn't do much. Okay, the markets didn't really react much to it. And we've been sitting on support here for quite some time. So this is an interesting kind of sideways range-bound trading opportunity. If we look at it here, and you can see it a little bit more clearly. There's your line of support at this 133.63. So this is something to really consider as this is going to unfold today. Now, looking at the other major pairs, looking at the Euro USD, you see that nice bounce on the Euro versus the dollar, and it's been stagnating the entire week, and finally it did pop up to the upper range to this 107.76, where it hit almost a 100 pip rally. Now, this is kind of hard to anticipate, but the dollar has been consolidating for a few days already. Looking at the GBP USD, did the same thing, did pop up nicely. GBP always stronger than the Euro versus the USD. So this is always going to be the one that's going to take us higher. Again, Turkish Lira, we got to cover it because it just keeps on going. We had a gap up this morning and it's going higher than it was yesterday. So suffice it to say it's 23.47 right now. And as this looks at it, it's going to continue going it this way, even though there was some profit taking here to 23 flat, and then you get this big gap up. So this could be short covering as people are being squeezed on the upside, but mostly probably not, because this is just making new highs indiscriminately. Now, jumping into commodities, looking at gold, nice little pop bounce. This is range bound trading, perfect trade. 1946, just get out. 1964, boom, almost made 15 bucks, easy peasy Japanesey. This is very easy. Now, looking at crude oil, did trickle lower to $70. It's not trading much. Okay, we've been in this consolidation from the beginning of May, so this really hasn't done much. Okay, yeah, you could take a few bucks, maybe a couple of dollars, maybe $1 even, as it's trading within this range. But the probability of plays is to focus on something else. Now, looking at the U.S. markets, the Dow Jones did bounce back after trickling lower earlier this week. Not a big deal, about 200 points, but nonetheless, it did bounce, okay? Now, if we look at the NASDAQ, it bounced to 50%, just above 50% to that 30-day moving average, and it's stagnating right there, 14,495. Remember, now, the NASDAQ has been really strong, mostly because the tech stocks have been strong. Now, what has been strong? Let's jump into Tesla. That has really just risen the market higher. Where is it? There it goes, at 234. Now, we're hitting new highs for the year of 2023 as we've pushed to this $234. Now, our all-time highs is about 315-ish level, so we do have some more room to go on the upside. Keep that in mind as the markets are consolidating here. Now, looking at the majors, the Facebook did bounce. Microsoft also just had a mild bounce, but nothing to really write home about. Nothing that's saying, okay, buy me. We are summer trading. Now, next week, we do have FOMC rate statement on Wednesday. That's a major event. So we're going to kind of anticipate what's going to happen into that day. Now, Bitcoin has pretty much flatlined at 26,400-ish level, even though we got some bad news into Binance getting, SEC'd, and which means that the SEC, which is the major financial regulatory body in the United States, will be looking into Binance because there are some irregulations that they did. And nonetheless, this Bitcoin hasn't gone down. So that kind of means that the market is shrugging it off and kind of just accepting what it is for what it is right now. So keep that in mind as Bitcoin has pretty much flatlined for now. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day and a beautiful weekend. Thank you.